Disclaimer: crypto investments are highly speculative and involve significant risk of loss. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Always do your own research and invest wisely.
The necessity of funding EOS Public Goods. Oftentimes, the most effective courses of action to improve things for the better are the most unexciting and least mentioned contributions that the average user or citizen takes for granted on a general basis. For example, roads, bridges, power plants, utility plants, and many more, are all things that are not typically praised to the highest heavens on a daily basis, yet are essential for any modern city or community to operate efficiently. Infrastructure is key to success, and this continues to be a timeless truth, no matter what time period we live in. In this video I will be going over a recent article I read called Creating Positive Sum Games for Public Goods on EOS, and I will be giving you my opinion. Link to the original will be below. Okay, now let's get started. To summarize and paraphrase, the article first begins with, EOS is on the verge of demonstrating its completely decentralized strategy for creating public goods for the open web. Open source software, OSS, is a public benefit, and its funding is one of the most essential, yet unresolved coordination issues of the information era. Through direct investments, sponsored working groups, EOS, and Pomelo, the ENF is strategically pursuing a multi-pronged approach that will enable us to collaborate as a unified EOS community to create positive sum games that will eventually result in EOS maturing into the best-in-class blockchain ecosystem that we've always anticipated. Public goods are crucial to a society's success because they establish the basic foundation upon which others can flourish and prosper. Due to their difficulties in collecting value in comparison to private commodities, public goods are infamously underfunded. Public commodities have ineffective value capture mechanisms, as anybody may benefit from them after paying their construction with time and/or money. This results in a positive externality, sometimes known as the free rider dilemma, in which an individual can benefit from a public asset without ever having to pay for it. In daily life, public goods are frequently sponsored by sovereign institutes that rely on their people's faith in the governing body to facilitate the pooling of resources for the greater welfare of the community. The fundamental premise of such systems is that public goods may be administered more efficiently when resources are pooled rather than individually exploited. Since its inception in June 2018, EOS has gone through many stages of development. This time witnessed a slowdown in the creation of tools and communities, but also reinforced the network's basic security, as seen by a large increase in the percentage of network coins staking. We are now entering a third phase, during which the pendulum will once again swing in the other direction, but this time in a regulated and monitored manner. There are several things that we can all agree on as desirable and necessary for EOS that would dramatically enhance the overall ecosystem, yet they have stayed underfunded, or worse, unfunded entirely. Enhancements to the user experience/user interface, UX/UI, for improved user onboarding, resource management, developer tooling, more robust APIs and history solutions, marketing, and educational materials are all examples of areas of improvement that we've always known are necessary for EOS to thrive, but have lacked the financial support necessary to make them a reality. The EOS community's incapacity to support our most vital public goods has been attributed to the absence of two important components: coordination and pooled resources. EOS is the first high-capacity chain with a decentralized foundation that is totally accountable to the network. The efficiency with which it will be able to allocate and organize money for public goods is critical at this point of the EOS ecosystem's growth. Pomelo as a funding mechanism for public goods. Pomelo is an open-source platform that will evolve into a self-sustaining, community-driven portal for supporting EOS-based initiatives using a quadratic funding mechanism. Formula for quadratic funding. In simpler terms, quadratic funding generates incredible incentives for smaller donors over larger contributors. Individuals that contribute to a project will experience declining rewards on larger contributions, with smaller contributions receiving the largest percentage match. Additionally, you may learn more about QF by visiting quadradic funding for the world or WTFisQF.com. As a Pomelo matching pool partner, the EOS Network Foundation Pomelo is about to debut, and the ENF is dedicated to its success as a matching pool partner by assisting developers, businesses, and individuals in growing and maturing the EOS ecosystem. The ENF committed in writing to contribute $500,000 to the first season of Pomelo. This cash will be divided across all proposals using a quadratic formula, allowing EOS token holders to determine how public goods financing is allocated, rather than the ENF. Quadratic financing is designed in such a way that it incentivizes every member of the community to support the public goods they desire in exact proportion to their perceived utility to themselves and the community. With Season 1 of Pomelo approaching, I'm excited to see what the community comes up with in terms of plans to deliver on EOS's public goods. Just my opinion, but this is a much-needed contribution to the EOS mainnet ecosphere. Pomelo will help put eyes on many arguably unexciting, but crucial initiatives for EOS mainnet. Progress is often measured in feet, instead of miles, more times than not, and often the most unexciting but crucial of plans or overlooked to pursue more fan-focused initiatives. It sounds to me that Pomelo will go a long way into addressing many of these shortcomings. The big takeaway of this article for me was the ENF committed in writing to contribute $500,000 to the first season of Pomelo. This cash will be divided across all proposals using a quadratic formula, allowing EOS token holders to determine how public goods financing is allocated, rather than the ENF. End quote. Well, there you have it. The EOS Network Foundation is certainly putting their money where their mouth is. As the saying goes, talk is cheap, and ultimately, we know how seriously to take future initiatives, based on how much funding they actually receive. I'm sure I'm not telling anyone that has been in the EOS ecosphere for any length of time, how easily public statements of future intent are often not worth the paper they're written on, and this most certainly has been the case for the last 3 years of EOS mainnet. There has been lots of broken promises by parties I shall not name, that arguably cost us significant early momentum, and a lot of bad blood with many would-be allies, if those promises had manifested into reality. But as the saying goes, no use crying over spilt milk. EOS has learned from its mistakes, and has put together new and real initiatives that will help address many of the issues, and most importantly, not simply make promises, but actually act on them, and turn their words into deeds. And I for one am looking forward to the coming years of the new and much improved EOS mainnet. To all EOS holders, the age of Pomelo is coming soon.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe. Also, if you would like to read, listen to, or watch more of this kind of content, please visit us at www.cryptoapologetics.com. See you next time. Take care.